wants to sneak up behind you, and it gets you into a little bit of a perchy position there. So, yeah, and there I like the minute you started thinking about that, all of a sudden you lost the perchiness and the hard arch in your back. I think that's you trying to counterbalance the leg getting behind you a little. So, and I'm only going to mention some of this more equitation type stuff only in as much as it's going to affect how you ride him, okay? Good. Good. So your lower back should be flat and relaxed without a hard arch, and your foot below you. Good. And now we're going to allow him to go all the way around the ring to the left. I thought he felt a great deal better after Annie worked on him off that left side. I thought he was much more even and much freer through his back end, through that left hind. He was willing to really push a little harder. Good. And forward. Let your eye work out in front of you so you start to feel where you are and look where you want to be. Good, good. No hard arch in your back. Let your thigh hang long. Let your foot hang below you. Trust that the weight's going to go in your heel. You're going to have your foot below you. You're going to think about lifting your toe. So your foot's below you and you lift your toe, and then your hip angle and your knee angle and your ankle can work as your shock absorbers. You don't have to force the heel down. You just think about bending the knee, lifting the toe. Good. So when I look at you, I should see the girth, and I should see your stirrup leather hanging perpendicular right there with the girth. That's good. Yes. And the left leg active. Active. Up. Up. You're going to develop some muscles because he is a smaller barreled, more narrow horse. So you're going to develop you're going to discipline those muscles that your leg can stay where it's supposed to and still be able to work for you. And now we're going to change direction again, opening left rein. Now the right leg becomes the active leg.
And what do you mean by active, when the leg is active?
In the downstroke or the post, the leg comes in and on very distinctly.
Okay.
So we have three kinds of leg. We have a passive leg, which, you know, that's the leg you use when you're riding the hot chestnut mare, okay? That's the whisper, the passive leg. We have the active leg, and we have the guarding leg. So as you travel along and you're developing the impulsion from your right leg in the downstroke, you're doing it in an active fashion. And your left leg would be your guarding leg, because we're asking him to yield to the left rein and leg at this point. So your left leg is your guarding leg, and that's the leg that just holds. It just holds. It just guards him from slipping his hip out off the track, especially on the bend line. And like we talked about, theory is that the outside rein and leg will always hold him straight. Good. Really good. Okay, so down this next long wall, you're going to come forward a lot. Good. And then you're going to gently bring it back to the walk, outside rein. Good. Anytime you think, whoa, I want you to think instantly. Anytime you think rebalance, whoa, shorten, slow down, any of those compression exercises, I want you to think about it from your shoulder first. Your first thought is, let me lift my shoulder before you go to your hand, before you go to your elbow, before you go to anything, before you take them with your seat in your back and say, well, first thought in whoa is lift my shoulder, lift my shoulder. And in this way, we're going to be asking for the same thing in the same way a year from now. We're beginning to have conversations with him that'll carry you through the alphabet. So we don't get to P and have to go back and say, oh, by the way, I forgot about L, M, N. You know, that's where people get gaps, okay? So you have to come to it with the theory of what you want the outcome to be and begin to speak a language that they can understand.
Is there a book that has, since I'm long distance and She'll tell me about a lesson, and so I can speak the same language. Is there a book I can buy that speaks that language?
You know whose book is probably the most methodical, most systematic approach to all of this is the old George Morris,
Oh, okay.
Hunter Seed Equitation.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got
Because
that.
he'll talk about the opening rein. He'll talk about the outside half halt. He'll talk about the diagonal eight, and that's what we're working on.
Okay.
Is getting diagonal eight working. So now we're going to go back to the trot and down the next long wall. You're going to go all the way to the walk, all the way to the halt, and I want you to feel where his balance is. Once we get the halt, we give a little. For everything we take, we give back a little. And I want you to think about getting your transition off your outside rein primarily. So think from your shoulder first. Good, good, good. Good, and give a little. And now, take a feel of his mouth. He doesn't have to back, but yes, he remembers from yesterday. This is a smart horse.
He's a smarty.
Okay? So already he understands, oh, you want to shift my weight to the rear. Okay, now we trot forward again.